All right, there's a problem here. Yeah, maybe I need to say it's not for kids, but once in a while they could watch the discussion. There's a bit of literary reference and things like that. The teenagers, the 16, 17-year-olds. My son, from in his high school, studied the best of authors. School curriculum was pretty intense. He went to a private school. So I thought it might be a good idea, I think, unconsciously, and I didn't click on it. So YouTube gives me a hard time. Nothing should be, for children, that sort of thing. Anyways, I went to the cigar store looking for a pipe because I had said no heroin. Hollywood, Bollywood, or international wood, or Bangalore wood has ever smoked a pipe on the screen. And books also, I don't think. Maybe with the father, a little here, puff here, that sort of a thing. So I went to cigar, the smallest, the small, and I'm a little scared of the small pipe. It comes only till here. I like the long pipe. Looks really poetic. Poetic. And but that's 50. The short pipe itself, a brown pipe, the rest are black, and there's a red pipe too, which could be kind of nice. I mean, sexy. So the short brown pipe is 30. Someday when I'm in a better mood, I'm going to spend $50 because it's just for one time. Excuse me. Oh my God. Such an inelegant sound, I'd like to say. Be caught on camera, but I just ate a maple cream cookie, but that's not it. I don't want to be active. Anyways, coming back, so I abandoned the project of smoking a pipe. I thought Atticus Finch smoked a pipe. Leastways in the movie, I think, sitting on the porch and smoking a cigarette pipe. Did Gregory Peck ever in real life smoke? So that's a question. So I looked up Atticus Finch. In fact, yesterday I couldn't find my copy of Atticus Finch's of the book Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird, and I've read the next one, Go Set a Watchman. Yeah. Also, and as I've shared before, I cried and cried because Atticus Finch has become racist. This man was a lawyer beyond compare who argued for a Negro man in racist Alabama, wanting to set the Negro man free, not to be falsely accused of sexual harassment. All right, so that was the hero who appeals to all school going or afterwards. I didn't study, more engineering, right? So Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird. So I studied, I read this book when I came to Phoenix, I think. Anyways, so I looked up, and I even got an audiobook, and that's by who's read the audiobook? Sissy Spacek. Remember, she's this woman who hates the thought of Kevin Costner played character, the lawyer in the JFK thing, who wants to try Lee Harvey Oswald, and is trying the CIA had something to do with JFK's assassination. Well, an interesting plot, Maybe they didn't want the civil rights bill coming in. This whole niche people, US is actually quite liberal in many ways, despite the fact that Donald Trump, David Shribman said, I quote him in the Globe and Mail, that he did not make any grandiose statements. Well, to each his or her own. I'm sure even his daughter Ivanka Trump, but by that, and even he, man, when he's when he's smoking a pipe, I guess, and is in a good mood, is not going to say that. So I did not find Atticus Finch smoking a pipe, but I got other interesting portions, and it begins of I have to comment because I got forgotten the book, reading the book. the main argument and everything, I remember. But Sissy's passed a cigarette, and yeah, as long as he could pass and punt. So quarterbacks passing, well, those were different days, I guess, for football. And there was something else. Battle of Hastings. Stinginess is used. It's a common Indian phrase, but you don't use, penurious and things like that. Canadian society uses. Stinginess is very common in East Indian circles. Stingy. That sort of a thing. All right, and I think that was what I wanted to say. And Fistwood, no, something else, or maybe you can have fun uh, discovering it. So I have a markers here, and Atticus Finch was caught slapping a rolled magazine against his knee. Well, for more effect, I guess. Slapping a rolled magazine. He read magazines. All right, that was what Atticus Finch did, but he did not. And then what else did I come to? Mhm. Oh my God, there's this argument. I came upon Alabaman lipsticks. You can have fun looking for it. Yeah, lipstick and no rouge but powder. The Alabaman ladies, heavily powdered apparently. The lipstick make, well, I did not get it, but I came back to the argument. This man, oh, Thomas Jefferson once said that all men are created equal. A phrase. Oh, this is he also. He's Alabaman. See, a phrase of the Yankees and the distaff side of the executive branch in Washington are fond of hurling at us. There is a tendency in this year of grace, 1935, for certain people to use this phrase out of context to satisfy all conditions. This is people against people who run, and because he's different. He's a lawyer. Remember, I beg your pardon. The chief justice is a entire the president, the Senate, and the Supreme Court in the U.S. Here, what is it? The Canadian Parliament. And in this book, there's a reference to a prime minister, obviously of England, US, right? I mean, not Canada, who sits in the House of Commons and blows feathers. Why would the prime minister go sit in the House of Commons? He would sit in the main seat allotted to prime ministers in England, I want to say. But then the prime minister also sits with the Senate. We have seen this here because Justin Trudeau sits with the rest of the Senate in the Canadian Parliament. Yeah. So the Canadian Parliament, well, read my writing. This has all been said there. So I won't spoil it for you. Yeah, so that's what it is. Oh, this is so good. But there is one way in this country in which all men are created equal. There is one human institution that makes a pauper the equal of a Rockefeller, the stupid man the equal of an Einstein, and the ignorant man the equal of any college president. The institution, gentlemen, is a court. It can be the Supreme Court of the United States, or the humblest JP court in the land, or this honorable court which you serve. Our courts have their faults, as does any human institution. But in this country, our court are the great levelers. And in our courts, all men are created equal. Oh, this is the final. And then he gives the closing statement. And despite all, even now I get tears. What a moving movie! I get tears in my eyes, thinking that such a fine argument. He appeals to these people, and all the 12, the jury finds the man guilty, and the man, yeah. I won't spoil this ending for you. All right. So next, I looked at Alice Munro. I was for sure that Flats Road had possibly a reference to a man smoking a pipe. But oh, my markings. Look what I found in, not because I give the US a hard time, racist and everything, and where somebody has to. Okay, and in the story, and I was just going through this. I was not reading this. I was just looking through this. In the story, baptizing Miss Alice Munro, the Nobel laureate for literature 2014, and I showed you my silver coin, has said the Negroes led us, all of them, except the little black man, exhorting, drawing out voices upwards with your arms. Singing people swayed together. And this is, I guess, so well, so they were called Negroes by Canadians too. And yeah, and okay, and I looked up this was written, Lives of Girls and Women. Alice Munro was written in the, obviously in the 50s to the 60s, the early 60s, because Negro is allowed to say it's and I started looking, and I came across a reference to a bigot. Was Miss Monroe racist? That is what I wanted to find out. Are our neighbors? We have some old timers. I myself am 56. My husband is 5 years older. My son himself is 26, but he doesn't live here. He's in Manitoba. So the neighbors are all old timers. We have a black couple, and they're Jamaican Guyanese, and that sort of background. They're not quite U.S. African. I once shared a king cake with them. Something happened to the king cake. It had become a thinner layer. I mean, it was all those 9 colors and a lot of effort into it. And I did not have a baby Jesus or a ring in there. Nothing. Sure, something. Someday I'm going to rebake a king cake and think of something for myself, or I discover it, or where has it gone in the cake? Small cake have to bake. Otherwise, the last time I baked a cake for a YouTube video, I ended up eating the cake over 5 days or something. Yeah, it was a small cake, but even then. And what could be nice? What could be a nice theme for an engineer? Maybe you get these Greek letters or something, and well, one of those. But alpha, beta, gamma would not be nice. Maybe density, rho. Well, I've elaborated on this. I beg your pardon. Yeah. So, anyways, and I came to a reference to a tobacco, the beggar maid. In the beggar maid, there was the Patrick, the character. She grew very tired, irritable, sleepless. She tried to think admiringly of Patrick. His lean, fair-skinned face was really very handsome. He must know a number of things. Well, that's kind of typical female thinking, right? But we were all engineers. We had to know things. So yeah. He graded papers, presided examinations. He was finishing his thesis. There was a smell of pipe tobacco and rough wool about him that she liked. He was 24. No other girl she knew who had a boyfriend had one as old as that. So I guess she's a school girl. And so there is by reference to tobacco. And then in the same story, Billy Pope was a bigot and a grumbler. So by then, of course, Canada had adopted the code of equality and non-racism. No Negroes was not set. And The Beggar Maid was published in 1977-78 by Alice Munro. So there you go. And look what I discovered. I had sent a card to my son when he was in Seattle getting his master's. And maybe you can enjoy reading to my son, something about going to a baseball field and remembering his classes. So that is done. And then I have to share my teapot. Bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up with strings, These are a few of my favorite things. And there's my tea set. There's my tea set. Wait a second. Let's show you my tea set. It's a Hudson's Bay. It's very handsome. Oh my God. I carry this to the coffee table. Full. There's only so much. Tea set. There's the creamer, sugar, and I will pour myself some tea in my Monet mugs. Buy this in say tea, but don't buy it in this neighborhood because I'm the only one who should have the Monet. Some other neighborhood. I don't know, Rosedale. And we will end with the maple leaf made out of maple leaves. All right. I'm going to put these back. I've already eaten a maple leaf cookie. And so these are going to go back in the box. But kind of special signing off from here as in Flats Road. Let's quickly look at Flats Road. I'm going to say what Alice Munro said. All right. Signing off from here, Mrs. Gayatri B. Sitaram, Elora Road, Bloor West Village, Toronto, Ontario, Canada, North America, the Western Hemisphere, the world, the solar system. Thank you.